Hi, I'm James Bay. You're watching Billboard Top 40. Yeah, I feel pretty great about the Grammy nominations. And yeah, you know, particularly being British. If nothing else, I suppose if things go well, or if not really, the fact that I've been recognised, at that capacity in America, the Grammy being a sort of big American award, I hope in some small way that will just be another part that keeps the relationship going musically between America and the UK. We've always had a really strong relationship, So, I mean, and the Grammys is something that I've been aware of for a very long time, since I was a kid, really, in one way or another. I've known about it, and it's always come across as a really quite a big deal. So it's a kind of wonderfully overwhelming feeling. Like I said, just being recognised by them. When you stop for a minute and realise that the Grammys know who I am and they know about my music, and their people feel like it's worthy of 3 nominations. I've only just released my debut album. That's insane. That's a wonderful thing. So it's overall it's a great thing. Great feeling. I mean, Stones. I've been listening to them forever. So my dad's been listening to them forever. My dad is like the same age as those guys, so he grew up in the same time that they were coming up as a band, and he was living in London and saw them playing in all sorts of places. And when I came along, and my brother's close to me, we were both musical, and when we came along and got into music, he was right there ready to show us and tell us all about all the Stones and stuff. So they're very much up there as one of the biggest influences of mine, one of the biggest inspirations. From the records they make and the lyrics they write and the songs they write to the way they carry themselves as artists, it's just one of the coolest things about music of the last 50 years, the Rolling Stones. So they're a huge inspiration, and I think, and to open up, to be one of the acts on this little list of acts that opened up for the Stones at Hyde Park in 2013. Just to have that small association, tiny association with one of the biggest bands in the world, one of my favourite bands, for a moment in time, to be able to walk through the tube in London, the subway, and to see the big posters on the walls, and my name was at the bottom and the Rolling Stones at the top, that kind of thing is insane, that was like, for me again at that point, and it still is, an incredible moment, in time, and a sense of achievement. So we've gone from that, and like literally 4 or 5 months ago, we did a UK tour, 3 nights at Brixton Academy, which is a great venue, big venue in London, and Ronnie Wood came up on stage with us, and a couple of weeks before that, I got to meet Keith Richards, so suddenly be kind of rubbing shoulders with these guys is like a huge deal. It's a crazy exciting thing.
Try to keep you close to me.
Well, that was the sort of beginning of getting to know her. It was when we were on the Hosier tour, and it was just the start of the tour. We were in Nashville, where she grew up or something like that, and so she was in town and came by to see the Hosier show, because her and Hosier know each other, and she was coming to see him, and his album had just come out, and it had just gone to #1 in Ireland, in his home country, so he was going to be like celebrating that, and she was coming by to say hi, and it wasn't a huge venue. There was a couple of dressing rooms which he was using, because he has quite a lot of people travelling with him, big band, and we didn't really get a dressing room because there wasn't a dressing room left, there was like a hallway, and then the door out to the parking lot, and we kind of stood in there. There was like a couch in the hallway, and that was like our dressing room. So when she came, we finished playing, and he was just going on, and she was coming through, like the security guy came in and said, here comes, Taylor, I don't know, mind out, something like that. But she came through, whatever. And before she left through the next door, she stopped and turned back and she said, "Excuse me, are you James Bailey?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, I'm a big fan of your music." And she started talking about particular songs. She was talking about a playlist of new music that she listens to, that she makes, and she was talking about particular songs. And she went really in depth. She was talking to me about her favourite moments in the verses of "Let It Go," for example. So it was just really nice to see that as enormously successful she is, of course. She really is a musician, and she's, in that she likes to sort of dig deep and, really cares about the things in music that move her. And I think, as any musician does, I think, just when someone becomes that enormously successful, it seems like the general public kind of lose touch with the fact that it's just another human. And, when you get swept up in that, and then you meet that person, and, it's her, and she's saying such nice stuff about my music, it's just really kind of a cool moment, a nice moment. So that was me meeting her a couple of years ago, and we ran into each other a few more times after that. And she came to see a show that I was doing in LA a few months after the first time we met, and later on after that, she invited us to come and open up a lot of the shows that she was doing on her world tour, and we worked it out. I did a few in Europe. I did a few shows out in Europe, which was fantastic because they're like arenas, they're big venues, which I'm not used to playing in. So I had a really good time being in these enormous spaces, playing my music to these people. And it was kind of crazy at that point. A lot of people. It's nice that someone as enormous, an artist as enormous as her, in sort of, an artist that like her, promotes the people she's into. And and so a lot of the people at these gigs were singing my lyrics. They were singing my songs as well. So that was, it was great. It was really great. It was a cool experience. It's funny. I'd like to think so, because we've been able to, despite how busy everybody gets, the thing that you miss the most sometimes about suddenly being an artist that people know about is not getting to hang out with all the other guys, all the other artists that are kind of in the same boat as you, and just get to trade stories and stuff and get to know each other. But Ed, I've had a number of chances to do that with, and he feels like a friend. I don't get to see him all the time, but he is a really nice guy, and I hung out with him a number of times, and then I had a big tour coming up in the UK, and it was all sold out, and I just said, "Hey man, if you fancy it, do you want to come join me on stage for a song?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, when were you thinking?" I asked him about one date, and it turned out he couldn't make it. So I said, "You know what? You're a busy guy. It doesn't matter. It's okay. I appreciate it. I don't want to hassle you." And he said, "No. Can I do this date instead?" To which we tried to make work, and then his schedule changed. And he said, "I'm so sorry, but I really would like to do it. I can't make that second date. Can I do this third one?" At this point, I just appreciated how much he was trying to make it work, because he certainly doesn't have to. And he came along. Eventually, he came down to Cambridge. And it's funny that he came and sang. We kind of did like a duet of "Let It Go," and I let the room go quiet after the song previous to that. And in the quiet moment, I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Sheeran." And there was this really delayed silence, because I don't think they understood what I'd said. And then he just sort of walked out inside there. And then it was mad that the audience lost their minds. Like, there was this big crush at the front of the stage where everyone pushed forward. And he was great. He was just so great. He came on his acoustic guitar. And we hung out a lot that afternoon. He came down to the venue, and he just came hung around while we were sound checking and stuff. He's a very nice guy. He's a very cool person, and it's great to talk to someone like that who, he was talking a lot about how we had been, how he'd been kind of in my position now, a couple of years ago, and that's not very long ago. So he was interested to see how I was feeling about what I'm doing, and you know, the comparisons and all of that stuff. It's quite a private thing in a way, but it's also when you're talking to someone who's really only just been through it. It's wonderful. It's really quite. It opens your mind, and it's nice to get into that, because I can't talk about it with many other people. There's the people who travel with me, who experience it all with me. I can talk to them about it, but you know, they're working as much as I am, so that gets tiring quick. And then there's not really anyone else I can talk to about it. You know, getting to support the Rolling Stones, or you know, Taylor Swift coming along and saying she's a big fan of my music, and I'm just stood in some hallway in a venue in Nashville. I can't talk to my friends about that, really. I can say how cool it was that it happened, but no one can talk about what all that stuff's like, and you know. So it's nice to do it. It's nice to be able to talk to someone like Ed about that stuff.